from poets dying to Vivaldi living, or at least the cello living, a marvelous concerto.
Oh, yeah.
Vivaldi. You know, I prefer the concerti in minor keys. I mean, is that a stupid, penchant of mine? I don't know, but I don't know. I think Vivaldi writes better in minor keys than I. Of course, he wrote in all keys. But anyway, it's a wonderful piece. I don't know what you want to say.
I would just say that, many people know Vivaldi for the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
And he wrote more than 500 concertos. And about 350 of these are for solo instrument and strings. I read 230 are for violins.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, that is stunning. So when you think Vivaldi, I think a lot of people think violin. But he has these outstanding cello concertos, which he wrote at least 27 cello concertos for cello, string orchestra, and basso continuo, which is, a harpsichord, essentially. None were published during his lifetime, and the date of the composition is unknown. We could expect this concerto was probably written between 1720 to 1741, somewhere around there. But the only thing I would say is that where the violin concertos are very virtuosic in terms of technique, you have these really very quick moving 16th notes and different bowing techniques and great deal of dynamic expression. He was the first composer to really incorporate piano dynamics, forte dynamics, those markings. Corelli was the other composer who kind of set the stage for orchestral music, but he wasn't using these dynamic markings like Vivaldi was. So there's a great deal of that in this music. The cello concertos are a little bit more subdued, but I tell you, the third movement of this concerto is so virtuosic.
Oh, it's great.
You're going to see Eric.
It moves, it is.
Eric Byers is our cello soloist, an outstanding cellist. I'll get to him in a little bit, but you're going to see him move over the fingerboard all the way from the lower notes to the top notes. I mean, it's a workout. It's a real physical workout.
It's a wonderful piece and a wonderful concerto in the style, which was for Vivaldi. Kind of new, actually. He helped create it, and you'll read that in the notes and all that.
Right.
Well, since you mentioned Eric, you want to say more about our cellist?
Yeah, I mean, Eric is a wonderful cellist.
No surprise.
He grew up in Cincinnati. He's at the age of 18. He played with the Cincinnati Symphony, his solo debut at 18, and he went on to study at Juilliard, and I think he now makes his home in Los Angeles, and that's where I met him. He was a guest principal of the Pacific Symphony, so we got to work together while I was with the Pacific Symphony. And we've done a few concertos together. Most recently, we did the Shostakovich Cello Concerto No. 1.
Was that programmed for this year or no?
It was, yeah. Well, originally, he was going to do that.
Too bad. Well, I mean, I'm happy for Vivaldi, but bring it back.
We will. I mean, it's one of my favorite works, too. Okay. But Eric plays with the Calder Quartet. They're a string quartet, and they perform all over the world. It's one of the most well-known, well-acclaimed quartets out there.
Wow. Okay.
And he also does a lot of solo work with the LA Phil, with the Pacific Symphony, as I mentioned. He gets around, and he also does a lot of recording studio work in Fox Studios and Warner Brothers. And he's played on a lot of the major film soundtracks and shows. Yeah, he was just doing a recording session for, I forget, something called Suicide Brothers. It's a TV show, I guess. I'm not familiar. It does sound a little scary. But yeah, there was.
Not what I watch usually, but it's good.